Introducing PubCoin. PubCoin is the rewards program for pub sports contributors. Regular chat contributors ship POD in the YouTube chat, including the phrase POD in their message. At the end of the week, the amount of units earned are converted into PubCoins. PubCoin can be used as reward points for prizes, shop discounts, and contests.
Hey, what's going on, y'all? It's Mills here, Pub Sports Radio. Do you guys want to challenge the personalities here at Pub Sports Radio? Do you guys think you're better than them at entering in your MMA predictions and picks? Would you want to get paid for it? $100? Here's how you do it, man. You sign up right here at the link below. It's just this easy. PubSportsRadio.com. Enter your email. Pick your weekly picks. That's it. Oh, and you get bonus points if you can predict how they're going to win in what round. Every single week, a new winner's getting crowned. So every Saturday on Pub Sports Radio. So come on and check us out. You can win $100 just for signing up. Only thing you need to do is see if you can beat us here at Pub Sports Radio by entering your UFC predictions and picks weekly. Do it. I dare you. See you guys soon.
Your membership to Gold, you will be automatically entered in every horse race, every Wednesday and Friday. It is time to race horses. We are racing camels today.
Shout out to the Gold members. We're racing in San Antonio immediately here. And we're off. 2 minutes, 74 canals on this racetrack. It's wide. We're racing in San Antonio.
Matt Wally moving forwardly. Jeff Slaughter in the mix as well. And as is Randall Sheffield, who's put that beautiful nose out front.
But it's actually real grass here, Jimmy. Maybe Kentucky bluegrass. Oldie, no! There he goes. There he goes. Oldie in the lead now. K. Wolf falls back. The horses love it. Sometimes they stop and eat it on the way to the finish line. That's why your horses start so far in the back. Here. Oh, look at Nussflush Allen bursting out here. J-Dub in the mix. Rude Boy up here as well. Jimmy, take it away.
There's Oldie. Oldie is moving to the front. We are past the halfway mark in our 2 mile. And there's Ricky Levy.
Oh my goodness, he's in the mix here. Jimmy, take it home. This is our first dog race ever.
19 seconds left in the horse race here. It's Fernando Mendoza trying to find the wire. 14 seconds left. Can Fernando Mendoza take this home? Here comes Kenny Ken. Kenny Ken wants a piece of the pie. Put his schnoz up front. Ricky Bobby, 9 seconds left. Can Donut Silks make it right? Can Res Mall make it right to be $50?
Bouquett, you son of a bitch!
Here comes Tori Coker. Kenny Ken, Smoke and Mirrors, Director 97, home. That is the way. Here comes Jason Meyer, the other custodian, Billy Friedrich, Joe's one all coming down to the finish.
Coin! Fired! Nowhere!
Oh no, it's Fanatical Jim.
From the corporate Peter Loshak, legendary sports handicapper, more dapper than a dawn. Father young phenom, known as Jimmy, who declared one day that the bag was here to stay. Information like a PSA, when we all PSR, Pub Sports Radio is all. Is a man named Slaughter and he flipped the script. No competition in this but they quit the trip. Though we say we be pubbing, better with the bag and you love it. We want a top 10, we above it. Let's check.
Hey everyone, welcome to Pub Sports Radio. Hold on, sorry about that. Doing three friggin' things at once. Welcome to Pub Sports Radio. Today is Tuesday, October 14th. We got Tuesday college football. We got NHL underway, baby. We got MLB playoffs still going. We don't have WNBA. That's cool. We're going to have a good time as always, though. Shit. we could have a good time just with like Aussie rules football and some Champion Leagues hockey if that's all we had, which I did bet Champion Leagues hockey. There's some weird market stuff going on in Champions Leagues hockey, especially the game that's already started 11:30. So I'm going to try to keep an eye on that and those lines while we're doing this show. But we're going to have another good time on today's show. I trimmed my mustache a little. Looks pretty good, I think. We're gonna start with NHL. I'm not sure if Jimmy the Bag is going to be joining us, but I'm not sure if he's going to have a time crunch. Jimmy the Bag, you in a time crunch right now?
I am in a severe NFL related time crunch.
Really? Is that serious, or are you doing shtick?
No, it is.
Oh, that's serious.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
So you want to go fast, huh?
We can do a thorough job. I just
Right.
okay. I do need to.
I'm just like rushing and I didn't tweet this out yet, but I guess I can tweet it out while we're talking about the NHL games. I got to look at. Let me just even bring up the comments section here to see what people have to say. Jimmy the Bag, we have a couple of seconds. You have a couple of seconds, just like Nutflush Allen's there.
Yeah, absolutely.
We can chat a little bit, right?
Yes.
All right, let's see. We got Justin McKelvey in the comment section. Spoons bets it's going to be good. Yeah, Jimmy the Bag. I don't know exactly what you're doing in NFL, but I know it's working for you, right? It's working for you.
Yeah, it was just a monstrous week. Hugely successful, very helpful, very important. Feels good.
Okay, good. Is something wrong? Are you okay, pal?
No, I'm all good. I'm just in the grind.
Me too.
But no, it's great to be here. I got to get everything up here as well. Shout out to all the cappers in the chat. Thank you for having me, Peter, my friend.
Yes, and thank you for putting me on the Chargers fade last week. I didn't even have to ask you about it, but I did it anyway. It would have been nice if you told me 2 weeks ago, but that's okay. Whenever you want to tell me, I definitely faded him again last week. Cashed with it, Jimmy the Bet. You were on Miami last week, right?
Oof, yeah, 9.5 units I've made fading the Chargers last 2 weeks.
Thank you very much. I've made half that fading him just last week, but I mean, okay, we're going to move on. But like, how long? It's not going to be to the end of the year, right? I mean, at some point, you might even like the Chargers. No, how long is it going to last?
Well, it's just this very, very interesting situation where the statistics tell you one story,
right?
But I know there's a different story.
And the name, everyone thinks Herbert's good or great, maybe elite, all that. Yeah,
it's perfect.
Perfect.
It's perfect. Everything is just is falling into place. So it was just went 5-0-2 in the Cappers contest. So I'm on the board for Harbor Acres Cottages. 20-10 in the Cappers contest of the year. Feeling good, seeing things clearly, and you know, I really think that you need to attack, and strike while the iron's hot when you're seeing things clearly.
Yeah. Oh, no question about it.
Yeah.
I had a good week last week, though. I only went 4-1 because I friggin' got suckered in by myself to take in the Saints plus the points. I don't know. What do you think? Just 2 seconds. That's stupid, defensible. What do you think?
You can't bet a football team after they win the turnover battle 5-0.
Right.
I think it's just that simple.
I know.
I couldn't. Right. Troy was heavy on the Patriots. I couldn't back the Patriots after beating the Bills. I
exactly.
thought that was a game you just sit on the sidelines and watch. That's what I did.
Yeah, I know. So fucking stupid. I did have the Giants. So I could have used them in the contest. I had a bunch of other plays I could have used. But all right, let's get into it. NHL right now. I still haven't tweeted this out. All right, I'll tweet it out when while you're talking. You ready to get into it, Jimmy the Bag?
Very much so, yes.
All right, NHL. We got 8 games. Everyone in the comment section, tell us what you say. Tell us what you think. A few games I have already bet team totals that I like. Jimmy the Bag. First game we're talking about Nashville and Toronto. Now this is very interesting. Toronto, of course, on a back-to-back. They lost to Detroit yesterday. Second of a home and home. I did have Toronto yesterday. What can I tell you? I did have them. I think I might have even bet them live when they went to. Oh no, I did bet them live and won with that. But I had them on the -1 line. They lost. They played well anyway. And then Nashville also on a back-to-back. They won at Ottawa. Nashville is playing well. Of course, last year Nashville had high expectations and completely shit the bed for most of the year. This year I was expecting them to be maybe a decent bet. And so far that has roughly proved to be the case, even though it's only a few games. So now you got Nashville on a back-to-back going against Toronto that had lost to Detroit yesterday. They've got to be salty. And you got to be thinking Toronto's a side here. But again, you got a huge favorite line. If there's one thing I've learned in NHL, be very, very careful about these huge favorites going up against a dog that's been winning. Because a lot of times those dogs that are winning continue to win and continue to have value, even if they're on a back-to-back, even if they're playing against a team that's salty, all that stuff. So I feel very nervous fading Nashville as a big favorite here. What do you think about this one, Jim?
Yeah, I completely agree with you. And you could say this line opening up minus 211 for the Leafs, now minus 184, is a sign to stay away from the Leafs. That's fair. You can think that after, out shooting Detroit 40-15 in the loss, losing, they've actually lost 4 of their last 5 games to the Red Wings because they lost twice to the Red Wings in the preseason when they were finishing up the preseason. Then they lose twice in the regular season. So they're an angry group. But as occupancy is saying, you have Justice Anunen and Caden Primo both having their first start of the season. So immediately the volatility skyrockets. Both teams on the second half of back-to-back. So both teams, are going to probably have heavy legs or be tired at times or hurting or whatever. So that the volatility increases again. The Predators played pretty well against Ottawa last night. Marchessault scored twice. O'Reilly scored. UC Saros made 31 saves. I want to back any hockey team that outshoots their opponent 40-15 and loses is on the second half back-to-back. I want to back them so badly.
Even at minus 200 or whatever.
No, I think you're right. I think you just can't do it. You just can't press the button. You can't. And even the market going from 211 to 184 is just a sign that no, it's not. It's just not a responsible -1. It's not a responsible puck line. It's not that you have to stay away from the Leafs here, even despite their angry saltiness. I think you're right being concerned about the Predators, who've looked much better to start the year than they did last year. And AM on the under 6.5 here. That I think unders are probably very good for the Toronto Maple Leafs as we move forward. You take Mitch Marner off of that team, and so there's a less offensive creativity and less.
That's how I was leaning. I'll tell you, I'd rather have Toronto at minus 300 against some team in bad form than minus 180 against a team with some life to them that's proven to be a recent underdog with value.
Yeah, I wanted to be on the Leafs here, but I don't think that it's a responsible move with your cash, even though this is the type of situation that you want to back hockey team. So
yeah, and then let's just touch on it. They are on back-to-back, so the goalies are Caden Primo confirmed for the Leafs and Justus Anunen likely for the Preds. Of course, Saros has been great this year, but he played yesterday. So those are the goalies. How does that factor in?
Just increases the volatility. I want to see what Primo does in a Leafs uniform. I think we're all very interested in that. But to make a side, there's not enough to trust in this hockey game. The Predators played a full season where they lost from the first drop of the puck until the end of the year. Embarrassed the Stamkos and Marchessault, who were so excited to come to the Predators, looked terrible. And now they have an off season. They come back. They're playing better hockey. They believe in themselves. They have some depth. Roman Yossi's healthy. I guess the line is the opening line probably is ridiculous. I have the Leafs under their point total this year in the futures market. I'm not a believer in this hockey team.
Yeah. So you're down on Toronto in general.
I think that Mitch Marner, I'm a huge Mitch Marner believer. When everybody shits on him and trashes him up here, everybody all over him all the time, I believe in him. I think he's a really good hockey player who can play with the best players in the world. And I think the Leafs are going to notice his absence offensively. And we saw that against Detroit. They put up 40 shots on goal. They don't look very dangerous. So
I asked you that question, not for this game, but for future games. That's going to be hanging in my head. I mean, Toronto teams in general, like Yankees or whatever, or the Red Sox, when they're not good or great, can easily get overvalued significantly.
Oh, I want to fade them so badly. I'm in line waiting to fade them, but I can't fade them here though after their dominance and not scoring.
Me neither. All right. So let's move on just quickly. I was leaning under as well. You think that's a stupid play just because of the uncertainty with the goalies, or
I don't think it's a stupid play because 6.5. I mean, like that should not be in a Toronto Maple Leaf hockey team game. So I don't think they're that type of hockey team. So no, I could completely understand that. I mean, when you're dealing with the volatility of the backup goaltenders, I can't bet it myself, but I can understand why anyone would.
Okay, I guess it'll be a pass for me. We'll see where this market moves and how it turns out. Next game, you ready to go, Jim?
Oh yeah.
All right, another interesting one: Seattle and Montreal. Seattle, of course, won their first 2 at home, both low scoring, so a nice start for Seattle. And then Montreal, this is their home opener. They went 2-1 on their opening trip. They won their last 2 on the trip. That was nice. In general, I'm looking for spots to bet on Montreal. Team totals, whatever. As dogs, not that I think they're going to be an elite team necessarily, but I feel like right now they're a little bit undervalued. So again, here I'd be liking Montreal normally, but similar to the last game, I don't want to fade a team that's playing well, even though it's only 2 games, as a dog. And also, they've both been very high scoring so far. Maybe lean under. I don't know. What do you think, Jim?
This Kraken defense has now had a lot of time playing together and working together. Now we have Montour in the second season with the group. Joey Decord looks 0.96 goals against average, 968 save percentage. They beat the Ducks 3-1 before beating the Knights 2-1 in overtime on Saturday night. Holding the Vegas Knights to 1 goal is a very, very impressive performance. Now both came at home, so this is their first road game of the year. They're missing Capo Caco and Riker Evans, right winger and the defenseman respectively. This is the home opener for the Habs tonight. So it's just going to be bananas. Like the Montreal's buzzing right now. I bet people are all over the place in Habs jerseys as we speak. This is as excited I've seen the Habs fan base about their hockey team in a long time. Like they believe in this hockey team. It's a very healthy, dangerous group. They coming off a 3-2 win at the Blackhawks on Saturday night. And I wonder, in the home opener, if this is not the best spot to back them. Right. I think the Kraken are going to relish the opportunity to play, the Bell Center and opening night. This line's not moving to the Habs. This opened up at -145. It got up to -155. Then it came back to -147. And I think the main thing to trust right now is Joey Decord in this Seattle defense. So the question is this 6? Is this something we should be getting underneath? Going on under 6. I think that would be the spot I would think about. Steve G on Montreal -1.5. So yeah, this is just I don't really like backing teams in their home openers generally. We did go over all the numbers last week that shows that a lot of them win consistently. But I believe in what we saw from the Kraken because the Ducks and the Knights are really good offensive groups and really good hockey teams. Ducks missing Ryan Strome. So this is a difficult spot. Osby in the house. What up, my man? In Essex, I think Connor McDavid is the best player in the National Hockey League. But there's some incredible talent in the league right now.
What about first?
I couldn't get to the Habs. I think it's. I don't know. These are the spots where I fear that they squeeze their stick too tight. I mean, in their loss to the Leafs, they outplayed the Leafs, but they were just, there's a lot of pressure on the Habs this year for the first time in a long time. People really believe in them. Place is going to be buzzing, and I don't really.
Yeah.
Johnny Gunn says, "What about a first period over in this one?" The Kraken, their defense just looks elite, the top 5 in the league, which is. I really wasn't expecting it to look this spectacular. And now Joey Decord, hot, like everything rolling in the same way. I can't move on it, Pete.
My leans would be Seattle, at least first period. And I guess you don't want to force things in the NHL, but first period under, maybe. What do you think? We're over? I mean, if it's going to be electric, I don't know.
I think a first period under is a great way of hammering this. I mean, the Kraken are going to know that they have to take this punch from the Habs in the first 5 minutes. I mean, the importance in defensive intensity is going to be paramount in this one. So yes, and then of course the whole city is buzzing in Montreal.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's a tricky spot for the Habs. I think the first period under 1.5 is something that I may decide to bet now.
And in general, you agree that Montreal is going to be again, I'm asking questions now for like future games. In general, you agree that Montreal, at least until further notice, is going to be a generally good team, probably a bit undervalued.
I think that the most exciting team coming into the NHL starts poorly.
Right.
And they are the most excited. Everybody's so excited about this young offensive group and where this team is going under Marty St. Louis. And now they've been great. They've been great to start the year, 2-1 on the road through that road trip. They lose to Toronto when they possibly, deserve to win or outplay them. And then they play the Red Wings the next night and they smash and grab them. And then they go into Chicago and beat them. They've looked great to start the year.
So you expect them to be stronger offensively than defensively, to offense to be their strength.
Well, Hudson has now been signed. They have Noah Dobbs. Their defense is so offensive too.
Mm-hmm.
I expect them to score a lot of goals this year. And can Sammy Montembeault step up and be a top level goaltender? I mean, again, when everybody's so excited about a hockey team, I don't want to be involved. When everybody gives up on a hockey team, that's when I'm very interested in them. That's why we hammered the Rangers after their, opening loss where they were shut out. So I'm not, Spooner says, I'd like to move on the Kraken Lightning based off the market. Yes, the Habs should be a bigger favorite here, and the line's not moving towards them. And I think that I'm probably going to now add the first period under 1.5 in this one.
See, I was thinking I'm leaning under first period, leaning Seattle first period. So I'm like, why not combine it to the old team total and take the Habs first period team total under it plus like 150?
I don't think this is expensive, Samit, for the Habs. I don't think this. I think that if it was more expensive, I'd be interested. So,
all right, I guess I'll hold off for now. But leaning Seattle first period, leaning first period under, and then of course by definition leaning Habs first period to not score at like plus 150 or so, and leaning just full game under at 6.
Yeah, I agree with those. I agree with where you're at. Let's roll on to Madison Square Garden.
Let's roll on. All right, next one, Edmonton Rangers. This one I did bet. Jimmy the Bag, you tell me if you think it was a mistake. Edmonton, of course, split their first 2 games at home. They did start slow last 2 years, and then, of course, they pick it up. Rangers, we know what happened with them. Shut out twice at home, once by the Pens. Then they got revenge on the road, 2 blowout wins. And the Rangers shot well in their last game despite not scoring. And I took the Rangers team total over at 2.5, minus 130. I don't know if they're going to be able to score enough to necessarily win as a small home dog against Edmonton. But I did take I could easily see an Edmonton 4-3, 5-3 win. Could easily see a Rangers 3-1, 3-2 win. So I took the Rangers team total over 2.5. Total's about 6. Rangers are a small home dog. Edmonton, of course, awesome, but with the history of starting slow, but scary to fade. What do you think about that? Rangers team total over? You think they'll at least score a little bit more here?
I am on the Edmonton Oilers here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm on the Oilers on the -1 line. I don't think there's anything wrong with your action on the Rangers. This is the 3rd game in 4 nights for the Rangers, the 4th game in 6 nights. And I want to back teams on their first road trip when they played a couple games at home and haven't been maybe great. I think it's good for the Oilers to get out of Edmonton. And I expect them to take care of business. They win at home over the Canucks on Saturday night, 3-1. So it's a long flight and travel spot over to New York. But we've seen what's happening with the Rangers at home right now. They're squeezing their stick way too tight. There's so much pressure on them. They feel like everybody's going to be fired. They're playing that way. And also, there's a single player who's been more important than any other New York Ranger when I watch them play and when I watch them succeed, and that's Vincent Trocheck. With his penalty killing, with his second line center, he does everything. He blocks shots. He's their leader. He's so important that he's out right now, and Carson Soucy's out. I think that hurts them very badly. We just saw them lose 1-0 at home to the Capitals on Sunday. So at this point, they have not scored a goal at home yet. They're being booed. So I want the Edmonton Oilers here. I want the Oilers. I think the Rangers are a really problematic hockey team, and they're not handling being. They're just. It feels like they're buckling under the pressure. It feels like they're less than the sum of their parts. And the Oilers get to go out on the road, get away from their families for the first time this year. A real road trip that starts in New York City. I think they're locked in. I think they play good here. Shesterkin is always capable of stepping up and standing on his head and stopping all of this, but it's and Stuart Skinner has an .864 save percentage, to start the year. So I mean, there's things not to like, but I think the Oilers go in there and take care of business. I like it. I like the line. I like that it opened up at -117 and it's now -139 for a road team. I like that. I like everything about this. I'm on the Oilers -1.
Yeah, you do see that in lots of sports. Sometimes teams that have, I'm not going to say shitty fans, but the pressure's there. Used to see it a lot with like Philly teams. Philly had like a run of like in the 80s and 90s. They would be notoriously overvalued at home and undervalued on the road. And so all the things you're talking about, the Rangers, their issues, I mean, they did have offensive production in their 2 road games. So you think that was like something fundamental about being on the road and not just something kind of fluky, because in their last game, they got shut out, but they did put a lot of shots on goal, maybe not high quality shots, but they did get their shots in that one.
Look, I mean, why are they at times so bad? I mean, these are very legitimate questions.
Yeah.
So Panarin, Zibanejad, Lafreniere, Connor Sheary with Cooley and JT Miller. I mean, it's not a strong second line. Brodzinski, Laba, and Radish is their third line. They're not a very good hockey team. Drury's done a bad job putting this team together. And yeah, I want to take advantage of them not handling pressure well.
Jeez, BJ says, Market says Oilers here, especially a road team. Irish King likes McDavid, no goal. Justin McKelvey capping the cappers is going to add Edmonton now after the show. Steve G likes Oilers team total. Man, maybe I made a mistake with this Rangers team total over. I figured, their first 2 games were a little bit fluky, but you think not. AM says, I think you probably bet Rangers games under for the next 30 games straight and turn a solid profit.
Yeah, I believe it.
Holy crap. All right. I'll hold off. Oh, nut flush. There you go. I like this play a lot on the Rangers team total over. There you go. God, I'm so paper thin to steer pressure. Nut flush 16. This team total is telling you what I need to know. Rangers team total over. All right. Since I bet it and nut flush Allen likes it, I think I will take it. But I understand, Jimmy the Bag, what you're saying, and it's possible that Edmonton and the under are the great bets here. But I'll make the Rangers team total over official. 2.5 -134. We'll see.
I don't think there's anything wrong with your action. I don't think there's a bad angle or anything like that. I'm not on the full game under. Yeah, I'm just on the Oilers to get out on the road and to start enjoying. This teams love this.
Right.
They've been at home for a while. Let's get out on the road and focus only on hockey.
Maybe I'll do like a partial hedge with like Edmonton -1 could easily win both of them. And if the Rangers team total loses, I'll probably get my money back with Edmonton -1. All right, we'll see. Jimmy the Bag. Next game on the card is Tampa Bay, Washington. This is a tough one. I have no idea at all. My notes here are see what Jimmy has to say. Obviously, both teams very good. Tampa Bay on a back-to-back. Won at Boston yesterday after losing their first 2 at home. And then Washington, they look good again. They won 2 on the road after losing their home opener. Tampa Bay's been very high scoring this year. I guess that was expected. Washington low scoring. I guess that was expected. So now we have a line that's roughly even on both sides, standard total of 6. And I have no idea exactly how good each of these teams are and what to make of this line, if there's any value.
Well, there's been a legitimate move towards the Lightning. I think part of that is that Pierre-Luc Dubois is out.
Right.
He got hurt in the win on Sunday over the Rangers. So that means Connor McMichael is going to be the second line centerman here, and they'll hope to get him back for their home game on Friday against the Wild. The Lightning on the second half of back-to-back. Vasilevsky was not in net last night, but he's not looked good through 2 games this year. I don't know what Vasilevsky's going to give us anymore. I have a vividness bias about the Lightning that sort of gets me into more trouble than it helps. They were outshot by Boston 33-23. They were out hit by Boston 31-21. They tend to get leads and take their foot off the gas. They're missing 2 depth centers in Nick Paul and Jurgensen. And the Caps have played 3 games so far, Pete, and 11 total goals have been scored. That's it.
Yeah.
They're playing very smart and strong defensively. Logan Thompson looks excellent yet again. Samit is on the Lightning here, and I think that this, you guys know, I did not believe in what we saw from the Capitals last year, but I kind of agree with the market move towards the Lightning. I don't know if I can get there. Second half of back-to-back, but I don't want the Capitals, and I'm not entirely sure what the hell Vasilevsky's going to give us anymore. So I find it a difficult spot, and so I guess I would like the under 6. I think that makes sense if we can. I mean, the Lightning aren't playing to that, but the Capitals are probably the ones that are going to dictate pace and space. They're not going to give Cirelli and these snipers, Gensel, and they're not going to give them space. I mean, that will be the goal. Cirelli scored twice. So Samit says we know how great Vaz is. I don't know. I have a bias, Samit, that says he's a top 5 goaltender in the NHL. He certainly hasn't played like one last 2 years. So I guess. I mean, 11 goals have been scored in Washington's 3 games, and they lose Luc Dubois. So should we just bet the under 6 and call it a day? Or should
I don't know, because almost 11 goals have been scored in each of Tampa Bay's games.
Yeah, exactly. So who do you think controls the pace and the space? I believe it is
Washington.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah, because they'll clog everything up and try to take advantage on special teams. And I'm not going to talk about the special teams numbers right now because I don't think it's sample size so small doesn't give you a real idea of where the special teams are at. So I'm going to wait a little bit longer.
Hold on, let me just look at some stuff. And I mean, is Tampa Bay the kind of team that if they want to can, be amenable to a lower scoring game, especially on the road, or are they just going to be like 7-goal games, game in and game out?
It's they have a real elite group of top 6 forwards, which is part of the reason why Nick Paul is so important. They don't have that kind of shutdown centerman, accountable, wins faceoffs, will punch you in the face. Nick Paul is that guy. But I mean, Hagel, Point, Kucherov, and then you got the Cirelli and Gensel on the second line. I mean, that's a phenomenal. This forward group is extremely talented. So they're going to score, and it's going to be hard to score against the Caps. I think this is an under. I think
because of how the Caps play.
Yeah, the Caps are. The Caps are kind of similar to the Leafs with this plodding style right now, and they're also getting elite goaltending in Logan Thompson. So I think that the under is probably the bet here. So don't worry about how offensive the Lightning have been. Focus on how defensive the Capitals have been.
I'm going to take a shot, Jimmy the Bag. First period under 1.5 at plus money. At least plus 104. I'll shop around. I could probably get better after the show. I'll shop around, or maybe during the show. But I'm going to take a shot with that first period under 1.5 plus 104.
I like it. I might move on that under 6. I'm sitting with it right now. I think that's probably the way to go. So let's roll on to the Saddle Dome in Calgary.
Okay, another one tough. Vegas, of course, 3 OT games so far this year. All is a big favorite, right? So here you go. You do see this also a lot in the NHL. A lot of these like big favorites, and they win some, they lose some, but clearly overvalued every game. I'm not saying it's just 3 games. It's just start of season, but that has been the profile for Vegas so far this year. And Calgary beat Edmonton. Nice. Then they lost to Vancouver the next day. Probably a bit forgivable. And then they lost St. Louis, but St. Louis might be pretty good this year. So I'm not exactly sure what to make of Calgary right now. They are a pretty big home dog here. And I was thinking, maybe just take another shot with Calgary being undervalued, Vegas being overvalued, or maybe Calgary team total over. I'm not sure, but I'm thinking maybe Calgary in some way. What do you think, Jim?
I bet the Golden Knights on the -1 line
Mm.
with confidence.
Mm.
I love this. So
Mhm.
this is the final game of their road trip.
Mm.
They just lost at Seattle, and they know that let's get to work. Let's get to work, and we go home. Let's go out there and win this hockey game, put everything in, and then we go back to Vegas. So, Noah Hannafin has missed the last 2 games. I don't think he plays here, but I like them finishing a road trip. And the Flames are missing Huberdeau and Pospisil. They're missing 2 centermen. This is not a team with depth. This is a team that now has to play these young forwards that they have, the offensively talented young forwards that they have for more because they're missing important pieces to the squad. And so I think Vegas coming off of a loss, final game of a road trip, going home after this, I really and I want to fade Calgary as much as possible. I don't. They are a tricky fade, but they're always like Calgary always plays Edmonton tough. Ottawa, Montreal, even when they were bad, always played Toronto tough. The in the rivalries, it's the underdog that generally has the value and steps up. So and so far, Dustin Wolf, even though the eye test he looks great, makes huge saves, but goals against average just under 4 and a save percentage at .865. It's because of the offensive 19-year-old forwards in front of him. It's not going to be an easy year for Calgary, and I took their season win total under, and I want the Knights to, coming off of a game where they scored 1 goal, go out there and attack the Calgary Flames. Final game road trip, go beat them. You're much better than them. Go beat them and then come home.
And what about the over? I mean, the over seems kind of obvious. Calgary's games, 2-0-1 to the over, and of course, Vegas has been the Seattle game was under, but then the San Jose and LA games went way over. What do you think about an over?
I think that makes sense with all the offense on the ice. I think that makes sense. We're looking at a 6 right now.
Yeah, just your standard 6, kind of.
I think that makes sense. I just honestly, I just want to keep this clean.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to keep it clean. I just want the Golden Knights go in there, win the hockey game, come home. So, I get it though. There's a lot of offense, and these kids on the Flames, they got some snipers, young snipers on the Flames, and so I get it, and I'll put the note down. I think it's an interesting look. But when if Calgary tries to fight fire with fire offensively with the Golden Knights, then they're going to lose. I mean, they're going to be coached to play an extremely defensive style here.
You think so?
Oh yeah, just because the Knights, they're too dangerous. Eichel and Marner are too dangerous. Dorofeev, these guys are they're extremely dangerous hockey team. If you go rush for rush with them, you're going to lose. The Kraken didn't do that. The Kraken parked the bus. What up, Toby, my man?
Ron Crawford, NHL player of the day, Dallas -1. Because I was thinking of throwing on the over, but you're thinking that
no, I don't think I'd take if there was one or the other. If I had to make a bet on the total, I would take the over.
Mally Mal says Calgary definitely a weird team. Lex Steele likes Calgary money line. Oh, first period. Okay.
Let's roll on, my friend.
Jeez, all right, I'm trying to think about that over. All right. Okay, let's move on. Next one, Dallas -1 is the Ron Crawford play of the day, which seems to me, I mean, my note here, obviously Dallas' spot, right? Minnesota on a back-to-back. They beat LA yesterday in OT. They were up. They let LA back in, and then Dallas. It's their home opener. They had 2 excellent close road wins against good teams. So Dallas playing well, but again, home opener, huge favorite. Other team on a back-to-back. In my experience in NHL, those situations where Dallas is obviously the spot, sometimes they are good, but they're very, very tricky and risky. And Minnesota, not a bad team. They're just, on a back-to-back where they let the other team back in. And Dallas is good, but I don't know. Ron Crawford says Dallas -1 play of the day. What do you think?
Well, Ron Crawford is Stone Cold Killer, man. So whatever he's on, I respect. I'm much higher on the Minnesota Wild than the market and everybody else. I'm very high on this hockey team. So when the line came out against the Kings yesterday, it made no sense to me. I couldn't possibly and it was moving towards the Kings. It closes as a pick'em. What the hell's going on? It made no sense to me. I know that Wallstead was in net, so they have Gustafsson for this one, but the whole thing made no sense to me. I don't know what Ottinger is going to give them this year. I don't. And so the Stars have been off since that impressive 5-4 victory at the Avalanche. This is their home opener. Still no Jamie Benn, which takes a bit of their toughness away. And the Wild have injuries. Zuccarello's out for a while. So is Cameron Butler and their center Nico Sturm are all out. Made in Philly, Dallas in regulation. Maybe this is just that easy. That it's just the Dallas Stars. I think the line is appropriate at minus 185. The Stars are, we know that they're an elite hockey team. I don't have any futures on them this year. I'm just way higher on the Minnesota Wild than everybody else. So
they have injuries and shit, right?
Yeah, both teams are dealing with the injuries. I don't think that they're overwhelming injuries for either squad. I don't. Again, I don't want to fade the Wild. I don't think the market understands how good they are, but I understand that this would be the spot here. So,
all right, I'll pass. I am though, Jim, going to add on Vegas, Calgary over 5.5 minus 123. That's official. All right.
Nice.
Okay. Yeah, man, Dallas. Gosh, just so tempting, but I'm not going to. Let's quickly glance the comments section. And then move on. Let's see. Mally Mouse says knee floor, more plus money in my life. Yeah, join the crew, join the club. Not flesh 16. It's the only way to live. Yes. All right. Let's see. Zoe Faye. Shout out to Zoe Faye. Cowardly parlay. Vegas money line and Dallas money line.
Yeah, I love it. And shout out to our guy Caden Allen in the house. Yeah, we're betting hockey.
There's a Godfather reference. Hell yeah.
Let's roll, my man.
All right, let me see. I'm just looking at what other Made in Philly likes Dallas in regulation. Okay, let's roll on. All right, this next one, Carolina and San Jose. This is the other game I bet, Jimmy the bag. Carolina won their first two at home, high scoring, right? San Jose, first two, both losses, but both went to OT as a dog in both. We saw this last year from San Jose a lot, where they would be a big dog, not necessarily win a lot, but a lot of like close games, OT games, stuff like that, undervalued. And Carolina, kind of a team that I think maybe was going to start games slow, and then I'm definitely looking to bet Carolina live whenever they're down and the situation, unless there's any reason not to, maybe especially at home. But and I'm also looking to fade them when they're a huge favorite early. So I like San Jose team total over 2.5 and plus money in general. San Jose goal in the first period. Yes, that's almost, I don't care what anyone in the comment section or Jimmy the Bag has to say. I'm going to make that official. San Jose goal in the first, and leaning San Jose first period money line and maybe plus a half as well. But definitely like San Jose early, team total over. Huge dog line here for San Jose, but can't pull the trigger on a full game. What do you think, Jim?
I'm so high on San Jose. I have their point total over on the season. Celebrini and Will Smith, both in my hockey pool. I love watching them play. I don't know what the hell Yaroslav Ask About Me is going to do between the pipes. He's such a highly thought of prospect that wasn't given the opportunity in Nashville. Why was he not given the opportunity? And so he's looked terrible. I don't even know if he plays tonight. I'm not sure. The Hurricanes don't have Jacob Slavin. I'm not even sure if he's going to join them on the road trip right now. We need to find out about that, but he's a huge loss if he's not in the lineup. And, I would love to be on the Sharks first period plus a half. I would like to be on that spot. I think the Sharks I think that's going to be a great spot this year when they're big dogs to take them, but it's going to be expensive. What is the first period? Plus a half,
plus
minus
a half,
one,
like minus 130, 140, something like that, I think. It's
expensive, but the only problem here is Askarov, Obviously, the Hurricanes are also a problem, and they get to go out on the road and face San Jose. I don't know if they take if this is a sleepy spot like I am thinking that it could be, but San Jose is fun to watch and they score goals, and you wanting their team total over is something that I completely understand. Kochekov is hurt, so Frederik Andersen's got to be healthy and play a lot. So I hope he's ready for that. And yeah, I would like the Sharks first period plus a half. I guess I think that's anytime I can, if that's in a price range I can bet, I think I should probably bet it.
And I agree with you that San Jose first period is a little bit iffy because, they could easily go up first and then you're like, oh, I got it. And then, at the end of the first period, it's Carolina 2-1. What about that old team to score first? I wonder what that line is. San Jose just to score first. Yeah. Look around and see if I can find a line for that. That's probably got to be like 160 or so.
Yeah, I would like to see that as well. I mean, if I guess you're right, because the Sharks to score a goal in the first period is the same as them plus a half.
Right.
Yeah.
And how many times have we seen this? You take a huge first period underdog, they score early against a good team. You're like, I'm a genius. And then they're down 2-1 or 3-1 at the end of the first period.
Coin saying Sharks are plus 180 to score the first goal.
Okay.
And also AM saying that the Sharks haven't been behind during a hockey game yet. It's wild. But both overtime losses at home. Looking at a minus 130 first period goal.
Yeah, I'm seeing minus 123 here at a big offshore book. All right, I'm going to take 3 of these. San Jose first period goal minus 123. San Jose team total over 2.5 plus 124, and San Jose to score first plus 180 quoted by AM.
I love it. Let's roll on.
All right, and then the last game on the card, Pittsburgh and Anaheim. This is a tough one. Anaheim off of a big 7-point road win. Their first 2 road games, were not bad. And now this is their home opener, and then Pittsburgh, of course, won their first 2, then blown out by the Rangers in a revenge spot. So, Pittsburgh obviously is not a great team this year, but exactly how to rate them right now, I'm not sure. And Anaheim, again, first 2 road games, not bad, coming off a big, super high scoring OT road win. And now Anaheim's a decent favorite. I don't really know what to make of it. Maybe Pittsburgh first period, unless you think that it was just like Pittsburgh got up for the Rangers and now they're going to start to be really bad.
I will not fade a team after losing 6-1 at home.
Right.
So it sucks. I want to fade Pittsburgh as much as possible. I want to back Anaheim. Want to back them in their home opener. I was just trying. Can I get past it? The fact that the Penguins were just embarrassed at home, and I can't. It sucks. So this line opened up minus 137 or whatever, got up to minus 157 with the Ducks, and then came all the way back. And it came back, because this is where you want to back a team after a 6-1 loss. So I'm surprised that there's so much love for the over in this one. The Penguins don't play that way and shouldn't play that way. As Swiggy talking about in the chat, Letang day-to-day with the lower body injury, so Dumba is going to come in. They're also missing Rucker, McGrady, and Kevin Hayes, a couple right wingers. Ducks are playing without Ryan Strome, a centerman there, but it sucks. I want to fade the Penguins so badly, but it's just you can't fade these teams after they get embarrassed at home. I mean, that's when they're going to be sharp. I imagine that Penguins first period is probably the bet. I think that if you judge like what team has more skill on the ice, the Ducks slaughter the Penguins. Now Rust is back, which helps the Penguins, but so I have to not bet this. Marx's House says, can we just get to the over? I don't want. What do we know about the Penguins, right? We knew that Crosby creates accountability, and that's why we backed them in their first game of the year. They're probably a bet on team for the first 10 or 11 games. And we saw that last year. Malkin led the league in scoring after 11 games. So now they lose 6-1 to their rival, in division rival, at home in front of their own crowd. Then they fly all the way across the continent to start a road trip. I expect them to be accountable. I expect them to play well. And then if it wasn't for Anaheim's offense, I would take an under in this game, but I'm not going to go up against this market move towards the over. Wager detective on Penguins money line and the over 6. Nutflush says, I think we let Pittsburgh win tonight so they can hang out in LA, then we can move on to Kings tomorrow. So, this sucks. I wanted to be on the Ducks, but I can't do it.
Okay, and AM quoted plus 180 for San Jose to score first, but I'm not seeing that. Best line I'm seeing is plus 154.
Yes, because I think the plus 180 was actually a coin did it. It's to score the first goal in the first period.
Oh, well.
So I think that's why that's why you get the plus 180. Now, if you get the first goal, you could get it in the second period, and I think that's why it's less.
I mean, I'd rather have that one, but I'm not going to make that too much. That's too much of an obscure prop. I'll just take just to score first in any period plus 154, which is what I'm seeing at the big offshore book. All right.
So I guess I've already moved. I haven't tweeted out because I did it just before the show, but I've already moved on the Oilers -1 and the Knights -1. So for me, addition wise, I think that first period under 1.5 in Seattle, Montreal, I think that really makes sense. Now, of course, Montreal could score 3 or 4 minutes in, and the crowd could just go bananas, and you could.
Yeah.
Then the under 6 in Tampa, Washington, with the focus on Vasilevsky getting right, and the Capitals controlling the pace and not allowing the Lightning to have any space. And then the Sharks first period plus 0.5. It would be another spot that I would like to have. So those would be my additions, Peter, my friend.
Okay. Sounds good. I'll just review up my picks. Rangers team total over, very risky, but 2.5 minus 134. Tampa Bay, Washington first period under 1.5 plus 105. Vegas, Calgary over 5.5 minus 123. And then even if all those lose, maybe I'll get it all back with San Jose first period goal minus 123. San Jose team total over 2.5 plus 124, and San Jose to score first plus 154.
Yeah, I like your card. Thank you guys for having me here for NHL. Wager Detective JW, Aditya, We Do, Jose Perez, Swiggy Oz, B, Justin McKelvey, Nutflush, Alan, Johnny Guns, Ronnie Crawford, Martez Danny, Mark Stasowski, Michael Johnson, Made in Philly. All you guys, thank you so much for supporting the Peter Loshak Show right here on Pub Sports Radio. And Peter, thank you for having me, my man.
Oh, thank you, Jimmy the Bag. Invaluable. I hope we can do this every Tuesday. Thank you, Jim. Thank you. Okay.
Great job, Pete.
Oh, yeah. Wow, man. Jimmy really fucking knows his shit, man.
That busy man, that Jimmy the Bag. Catch him later on Bankroll Blitz here on Pub Sports Radio, by the way. Shout out to Jimmy.
Unreal. And 5-0 in the contest last week. All right, so what are we doing right now, Jose Bouquett?
Well, college football best bets here.
Okay, so is Gorky available or
yes, he is. Let's bring on the Goracle here for us.
What's up, fellas?
What's up, Gorky? Let me take a look at you guys. So much shit going on here. How you doing, Gorky?
Not bad at all, Pete. It's always an honor to be on with you, brother, and talking shop about college football.
Absolutely. All right. So we've got a few games that are that you want to talk about. Then I'm going to go over the Tuesday games that are going tonight, which are interesting. You can stick around for that or leave, Gorky, whatever you would like to do. And then Dabby Cab is sick today, so we won't be doing Dabby Cab will not be joining us, but that's okay. We have the comments section. Everyone in the comments section, you're ready. Let me just see. Everyone's here. Here we go. And okay, Gorky. Let's look at the NHL comments. All right, Gorky, first game you want to talk about, very interesting one, right? Utah and BYU. Utah, BYU. Utah, of course, been awesome this year off of 2 huge margins straight up and ATS wins. 5-1 ATS on the year. The only loss was that crazy game, the Texas Tech. I was in AC with the Who Bangin' crew there, and I'll admit I had Utah there. But razor sharp picks, looked at the market, and he wound up on Texas Tech. And of course, Texas Tech covered easily, steamrolled Utah at home. Every other game besides that one, though, Utah has covered this year. And then you got BYU on the other side. They're off an OT win at Arizona as a small road favorite. They've been good too, of course. Probably not quite as good as Utah, I guess, overall, but definitely good. And now BYU's at home getting 3.5. Gorky, you like something here. What is it?
Look, for me, this is going to be a rock fight that probably comes down to, which offensive line is able to do more so that their quarterback can do more. I like BYU because it's at Lavelle Edwards Stadium in Provo, not in Utah territory, so-called, right? Though this is a derby matchup, as we would say in soccer. Sorry, a moment. Let me turn this crap off.
Okay. Whatever you need, Gorky. Whatever you need. We work with you here.
Let me turn off this crap.
Yes, no problem. No problem, baby.
Okay. Sorry. So for me, this is a BYU spot. Now, does their schedule let me down? Sure, but these guys look forward to this matchup every time they play. This matchup is more important to these two schools than winning a national championship. This is what they play for. This could turn your season around. And this right here proves that whether BYU is really fraudulent or pretty good. So for me, it's BYU on the money line, Pete.
Oh, on the money line. Well, Wine Time Sports, Utah smash spot here, fellas.
Yeah, and he may be right because I'm not going to get in front of anything Wine Time sees. However, this is why we come on this show to lay out our process of how we get to certain place, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes, I'm looking at this. Let me see. Chosen One likes BYU plus 3.5. AM rivalry game. Always take the dog money line. Michael Johnson asking under.
Not always. Maybe when they're at home.
I'm sorry?
I say not always. As an answer to one of the chat there. Not always, but maybe when they have the home field advantage, like BYU has here, you take them on the money line and just hopefully get a casher right before bed. It's going to be a glorious thing, Pete.
Yes, that would be glorious. Wager Detective points out Utah 6-3 last night at Provo. Nasty Nate says Utah easy. Wine Time Sports reason why they are the favorite by 3.5 in Provo.
That's fine. Listen, I'm not trying to fight that Utah is not the better team. It's a derby matchup.
Sure.
An in-state rivalry. Like it's a rivalry matchup, let's say, in American English. It's rivalry matchup, and those are strange. Certain things happen that don't happen in other matchups. Look at Ryan Day when it comes to beating Michigan the last 3 years. He's had the absolute better team all 3 times. He's had 3 losses to show for it.
And Kong's Clips also says the Utah smash spot. So we got people going back and forth here on both sides. Chosen One likes BYU plus 3.5. Last time this happened on this show last week, it was the friggin' Alabama and Missouri game. People on both sides. Alabama -3 or Missouri +3. Which was the right side? Wound up as a push. So anyone who got Missouri at 3.5 or better cashed. Anyone who got Bama minus 2.5 or better cashed. Man, maybe
Look, this is why we love doing this, because let me tell you something. Once we are done with playing the ticket, that's all we can do. All we have is the process to get to a certain spot on any spot. So that's the fun part for us. That's the work that we do that gets us paid.
Jason Meyer leans BYU plus 3.5. My prediction for this game, Utah wins by either 3 or 4. Can't see any other result here based on what I'm seeing in the comment section and listening to Gorky. Not Flush 16. Shout out to Not Flush 16. Hope everything's going well with you. Great to see you in the comments section. He says BYU was fortunate to come out with a win last week. Yeah, I mean, Utah clearly the more impressive team in general.
And listen, Pete, I'm the type of bettor that's always going to take plus money on the money line. Always. 9 times out of 10, I will find a way to get there, especially when it's close or I feel that the wrong team is favored. Here it's close and the dog is at home.
Yes.
Stuff happens.
Okay, well, Gorky liking BYU plus 3.5. Other people liking that as well. But Nasty Nate, Utah Easy, and Kong's Clips and Wine Time Sports both labeling a smash spot for Utah.
If I'm a big unit bettor, I take it on the spread, plus 3.5 or 4. Give yourself that opportunity for the push, guys. But as it pertains to me, this is a single play money line for me.
DC Capper says in NHL, take Washington Caps. They win. I might tail you on that one, DC Capper. I already took the first period under. Yeah, I mean, clearly Tampa Bay is at least a little bit overvalued right now, if not more. I just didn't know what to make of that game. All right. And Ron Crawford.
Tampa Bay's team has not been the same since they decided to let Stamkos walk, but that's neither here nor there. We're talking football.
Ron Crawford saying take the under 2. I am on the first period under in that one. And if the first period under loses, I'll almost certainly be looking at a live bet on the under. Okay. Well, let's move on. Gorky likes liking BYU. Next game Gorky wants to talk about is another interesting one. Very interesting. Georgia Tech and Duke, right? Georgia Tech, of course, very good this year, undefeated. They rolled Virginia Tech last week, but it was close to the spread as a double-digit home favorite. And Duke off a bye, last 3 games, all very impressive, high-scoring wins and covers. And now you have Duke, as just a very small favorite here, close to pick 'em. Duke is like a 1.5-point favorite, 1 or 1.5 points, high total, as you would guess, based on how these teams have been playing so far this year. You know, both of these teams very good, very impressive. I guess in light of how good Duke has been recently and the fact that they're off a bye, the line seems a little bit suspiciously low, and maybe this is telling you that Georgia Tech might actually be the play here. But what do you like, Gorky?
I'm on Georgia Tech money line because I got it at plus 100 exactly. This is the 12 o'clock. This is in the 12 o'clock time slot, probably going to be on ACC Network if I had to guess. Right off the top of the head. But this is a spot where Georgia Tech continues to run the ball, and both teams are capable to win this game. Why I took Georgia Tech was their ability to win against big teams in road spots. Duke, while they are good, it's recent, Pete. It's been 2 years. Diaz has only been there for 2 years. Before that, Elko was building something, and Cutcliffe was there for 15 years before that. He built, Daniel Jones, and before that, the Manning brothers are his project. So we are talking about 3 coaches that have basically built this Duke program. Georgia Tech is a team who has already beaten Clemson, I believe, and they just, to me, at plus money, are the spot.
Sure. I mean, with those, I hear you. I hear you, and I feel you, which is a killer combo. It's
Now,
just the Duke. Go ahead.
I was also on the other side of this Duke team, and it looked quite good for me for about a quarter and a half against the California Golden Bears at Berkeley. However, Duke turned it up in the second quarter and beyond and won the game by like 27 points.
Yeah.
So I was wrong there. However, I believe Georgia Tech is on another level when it comes to comparing them to Cal Berkeley. So I think this will be a much closer game that I'm able to eke out in the end.
Okay, I'm just a little bit scared of Duke because I remember in that NC State game, I was hanging out with the Who Banging crew in AC, looking at the way things are going and the stats and everything. And I thought NC State's a pretty nice second half play. I bet NC State at the half. And of course, Duke, ran away with it in the second half. And then after that, they went on 2 games on the road, 2, 20 plus point wins as just a very small home road favorite. So Duke is a scary team right now to fade, Gorky. I'm not saying you're on the wrong side. And I agree with you that the market does seem to be indicating that Georgia Tech might be the play here.
NC State is not on the level of Clemson and Georgia Tech and these teams. They are not a big time college football program. Georgia Tech is getting there. They're not quite there, or at least this generation of Heinz King and Hayes King, or they both have strange names a little bit. The running back and quarterback, Heinz and Hayes King, I think, is the quarterback. They are special, and it's going to be like a Megatron was for Georgia Tech. Will this continue? Probably not. But for now, it's good.
Yeah. All right. Well, here we are. Wine Time Sports. Wine Time Sports likes Duke -1. This is an interesting. I'm going to look into it a lot more. Definitely an interesting, fascinating, scary game. Wine Time Sports likes Duke -1, but also says, I hear you. Haynes King is a stud. And we're not getting any Duke smash spots. I love Duke rolls opinions. We're getting some Duke love here. Chosen one, Duke the play, but not like Utah. And Kong Slips fading Louisville. Thank you for pointing that out, Kong Slips. And Ron Crawford says spreadsheet system pens. Okay, really? Wow. Okay, Ron Crawford likes Pittsburgh. And Nutflush Allen likes the under in the BYU game. All right, so Wager Detective leaning Duke. Okay. I mean, Nutflush 16, number 12 versus Duke, and Duke is the favorite. Yeah, but I mean, Duke is also off a bye, and they've rolled for 3 weeks.
And they're at home.
Yeah, we'll see. 2 interesting games and picks from Gorky.
Generally, these are not football schools. So I don't expect Georgia Tech to be favored in this spot because going on the road is always difficult. But that's why I believe that I said the wrong team is favored.
Right. And
I want to take advantage of this spot. Now, if Duke comes out and beats me, good for them.
Yep. Kong Slips, lower ranked team favored over the higher ranked team now 19-5 since the beginning of last season. Okay. So Gorky, like in the BYU and Georgia Tech, both small dogs. And then Jose Bouquett told me you had a little parlay you wanted to tell us.
I did.
About.
Yeah, I do.
Tell us about this, Gorky.
This is a parlay piece for me, Alabama all day. Because while they are coming off of 2 straight games, this is number 3 that can be considered tough and a derby matchup. I just think they're the more solid team, so to speak, and they get it done at 7 o'clock. I believe this is a 7 o'clock spot on
Okay.
Saturday, probably on ABC,
Yes.
if I had to guess.
Okay. So a parlay, right?
Yes, it's a parlay piece with Texas A&M here. I think they absolutely are the better team, and this spread is actually too low in my opinion. I would take it up to about 9.5, so that the 10 could cash for me.
Yeah, I did have Texas A&M last week
Yeah,
against Florida.
This one, I think I have a real advantage. Kirby Smart overlaying Kiffin any day of the week and twice on Saturday. Saturday because they play college football on Saturday, and Kirby knows that he cannot lose a second game in the SEC. It's only week 8, I believe, Pete. Yeah.
Okay, so you like Alabama, Texas A&M, and that's it, or another one?
Alabama, Texas A&M, and what was my third piece? I had one. I'm not sure right now. I could.
Is it Georgia?
Yeah, Alabama, Texas A&M, and Georgia, Pete. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. That's why we are sitting here talking about it, but we didn't announce it. Yes.
Okay.
Georgia.
Yeah.
And I got that parlay at plus 100 once again, fellas.
So all three teams combined plus 100?
Yes.
Okay. Let's see what people in the comments section have to say if they think any of those legs are
no, it could be 150. Gee, you know what? Check my Twitter for the most up-to-date, but don't even worry about it because God knows that you guys will get better numbers than me. But I'm here just to discuss the spots and why I like the certain teams.
Justin McKelvey says, "Stop laughing at Gorky, Pete." Okay. I can do that.
Pete,
I can do that.
Pete,
I can do that.
I like the show that we have going on here. It's a good rapport, and
Yes.
let's get the people paid. That's the bottom line, brother.
Absolutely. I think we have a great rapport, which is only a tiny percentage of what you have to have for a good quality sports betting
I agree.
show, but we got it.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, worth it. Shout out to Worth It saying he appreciates it. Sharon Pulliam, shout out to everyone. All right, 3 very interesting plays from Gorky. BYU plus 3.5. Georgia Tech plus 1. I assume you took him on the money line though, right?
Yes, money line.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then Bama, Texas A&M, and Georgia.
That's a parlay.
Money line parlay.
Yes.
All right, Gorky. This was great. This was great. Maybe next week I'll have some plays that I'm liking. Maybe I can send them to you and you can give me your thoughts on them. How about that?
For sure, Pete.
Spend it out a little bit. All right, we'll try to do that next week. As for now, this was great, Gorky. Once again, I hope you cash at least 2 of these, if not all 3. And we'll see you next week, Gorky.
And thank you for the opportunity to be on this great platform with you on Tuesdays. It's a real pleasure.
Oh, I assume you didn't look in depth into tonight's games. If you did, you can stick around for that.
Which ones? Which
Tuesday
baseball?
Game. Yeah, like the Tuesday games for Western Kentucky, the South Alabama Arkansas State game.
I have takes on them a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit. Okay.
If you want, I can stick around for them.
Yes, and if you stick, even if you don't have anything to say about the games, you contribute to the rapport, and that's valuable.
Sure, let's go, Pete.
Absolutely.
Let's give the people more of this great riveting content.
That is what we're doing, and one day we're gonna get the recognition we deserve for making riveting.
I think we already got it.
We already got it. Absolutely, yeah. Gorky. Man, you always have the right thing to say. All right, so first game tonight, New Mexico State, Liberty. This is a tough one. Liberty, of course, is often a great team, and they're often one of these teams that win that's great and also undervalued and a good bet. This year has been the opposite. They've been disappointing, bad ATS. Their last game, they did finally get a nice margin cover. That's their first margin cover of the year. So the question is, are they turning it around, or are they going to continue to be way overvalued? New Mexico State, not a quality team. They do have a big rest advantage here. Liberty's off a short week. New Mexico State is off of long rest, and New Mexico State is off of a blowout home win after the loss to New Mexico. So that was a rivalry game. So this is tough. I would definitely, I guess, be leaning New Mexico State, and probably particularly first half. But New Mexico State is definitely a flawed team. They don't have much of an offensive line. And if Liberty can start putting it together, they'll probably at some point this year start to resemble Liberty teams of years past, which were teams that were good bets on, even when a big favorite, and all those kinds of things. But they've had some issues this year for sure. New Mexico State, though, a bad offensive line. They can't run it, and just a team that looks like going forward they're going to be bad and probably undervalued and probably a good fade. But here, that I'd be leaning New Mexico State in this spot at 10. Liberty's gotten bet up. The total, I would be leaning under as well. And I'd be leaning New Mexico State first half. I don't know if I have the guts to bet it. What do you think, Gorky? You have anything on this?
Man, if I had to play this, like if I had a free bet, I would only take New Mexico plus 10.5.
Yeah.
Because I think that Liberty, yes, they aren't the better team, but they're not quite what they were under the guy who is now with the Tennessee.
Yeah, to put it with
the Tennessee, but before Malik Willis. This is not Malik Willis's Liberty team. This is not even Caton Salter Liberty of last year. This is some new team that they are trying to build, and they may be good in years to come. But here you take the points. If you have to play this game, I would suggest not playing it at all.
I think God, it's so tempting, it's so stressful. I think I am going to take New Mexico State first half, though.
How many points you are getting for first half, Pete?
Well, you can get 6.5 at like minus 110. Here you can buy up to 7 at minus 135, which I
7 might be good.
Yeah. Not Flush Allen asking about the New Mexico State team total over, which is going to be pretty low. Let me see exactly what it is. We got 17.5 at slight plus money. Maybe you can shop around and get a 17.
Not again.
Not again. Corky. Let me see what the comment section is saying here. Let's see. Weedos has Liberty -6 within money line first 5. Let me see. Nasty Nate likes Liberty first half. Okay. Kong's Clips likes getting 10 full game. If this game goes under, like I think it will, New Mexico State first quarter, I believe is good. Yeah, I would rather have first quarter than first half. And Wager Detective leans Liberty -9.5. The Godfather likes first half New Mexico State money line. Whoa. Jeez. Kong Slips, I don't know how these two teams put up points. I like the under. Yeah, I like the under as well. Let me see. Okay. Could be. Go ahead. What did you say?
No, nothing, Pete. I told you my play for this one was stay off, or I would take the points. And if you can get it actually at a full touchdown for the first half, I think the overall spread is too low. It should be like 14 points if you're getting 7 for the first half.
I'm going to take a shot with New Mexico State first half. I will buy up to 7 -135. It's very risky, but I like it a little bit, and I will take it. I also definitely lean under, along with Kong's Clips. Right now, it's just a flat 47, which I might add on as well. But for now, let's move on to the next one: Arkansas State and South Alabama. Now, this is an interesting one, Gorky. Arkansas State, of course, they're off an upset win as a double-digit home dog They struggled on the road in their 3 road games this year, and South Alabama winless since beating an FCS team in their first game. But they haven't been that bad. They have a really good rushing attack, which should be effective here against Arkansas State. Their last 2 games were very close ATS losses on the road. Then before that, they had a total dud at home, a double-digit home loss as a double-digit favorite to Coastal Carolina. So South Alabama has got to be desperate, should have success running the ball. And, I don't know if 7.5 full game is too much, but if they come out, motivated and focused and getting it done, I think South Alabama first half is worth a shot. So I am going to bet that a little bit, and I think I'll make it official. But what do you, South Alabama also, is vulnerable against the run themselves. So this game does have sort of high scoring back and forth written all over it. And those kinds of games, you definitely want to be taking a dog full game, getting over a touchdown. So I guess full game, I'd be leaning Arkansas State, but this is a South Alabama spot. Their running game should be effective here, and I think I like them first half. Got anything on this one, Gorky?
I think South Alabama should be at least a 2 to 3 win team so far this year, given what they've been and what they've built as a program. They are able to recruit, and this is an underwhelming season for this team. It's South Alabama or pass for me, Pete.
Yeah, let's see what the comment section has to say here. Kongs Clips, Arkansas State or pass, nothing official yet. Of course, he's talking about a full game, and I'm leaning first half. Justin McElvey, South Alabama Smack City. Kongs Clips saying he likes the under. Maybe I'll add that one in the other one as well, which I definitely like. Okay,
what's the number you're getting, Kongs?
Not for this one, for the New Mexico State Liberty game, okay. 47. Yeah. It's just that South Alabama has got to get
right.
They've got to be salty here. I just have to, the first half money line. I can't do that. All right, I'm gonna take South Alabama first half, 3.5 minus 118. I'm seeing that South Alabama first half. Minus 3.5, minus 118. I can go down to 3 and get minus 141, but I'll just take 3.5, minus 118. I'll shop around after the show, see if I can get better. BJ says, not forcing any action today. I hear you.
Yeah.
Let's see. Peanut says, dogs will be barking tonight. Well, yeah, definitely full game. I would not want South Alabama. And, if they are up pretty big at first half, maybe I'll think about taking Arkansas State live. DC Capper says, Loshak play this winner, New Mexico State plus 11. Yeah, DC Capper, I did take him first half. And Ron Crawford over 58, Arkansas State and South Alabama. It definitely has, high scoring back and forth written all over it. Want to take a shot with the over, but I'll hold off for now. And then the third game on the card, another tough one, another big dog, Florida International and Western Kentucky. Western Kentucky, they've been good, winning, covering, not by margins, but still very good. And Florida International, they got the win in the rivalry game over FAU. And then after that, 2 blowout losses. They did have a bunch of injuries, though, on defense against UConn in their last game. And I believe that those guys are all going to be back for this one. So that should help FIU. It's just that I want to take FIU plus the points, but Western Kentucky just has always had FIU's number. I just don't know if I trust FIU here on the road. And once again, though, I'm thinking FIU first half. If I can get up to 7. The total is 56. Line's about Western Kentucky minus 10. I want to take FIU. Don't quite know if I can pull the trigger on it. Gorky, you got anything on this one?
Yes. The only way I would lean is Western Kentucky. They're the only real team on this football field tonight here, Pete. FIU has and will be a joke until they get a new coaching staff in there that knows what they're doing. FIU on the other hand, Western Kentucky, on the other hand, did me a solid and got me a money line win against Delaware in the last game, and I'm thankful for them about that. And here I like them minus the points at even money at my book.
Okay. Yeah, it's just it just
Minus
feels like
10.5 actually is even money.
just feels like they are a trustworthy team and
underrated too. Like nobody, everybody's looking at them saying they're down this year and this and that. But no, they might actually be a better team than they were last year. And last year they were really good in this conference.
Yeah. I'm looking at the comments section here. Wager Detective likes over 58.5 and leans South Alabama parlay and split it. All right. I'm going to hold off on this one. And I really want to take the under in the New Mexico State Liberty game, but I'm going to hold off on that one as well. Just 2 official plays for me. New Mexico State first half +7, -135, and South Alabama first half -3.5. -118. Go ahead, Gorky.
And for me, just to be clear, I'm more than likely not moving on that game that we just talked about.
Right.
But like I said, we just broke it down, and I'm giving you my leans. I just want to be clear about that so that there's no confusion in the coming days and weeks ahead.
Oh, no. We got that. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Like when I want to send a play, actually, I will send it to you so that you know that we have to talk about it on the show. For now, I would lean the -10.5 at even money only because it's even money with Kentucky, with Western Kentucky. But I'm not looking to jump out the window and play it.
No. We're not. Don't worry. We're not going to put that on your official record. And I would love to be laughing right now, but Justin McKelvey told me not to. So I am successfully keeping it down.
No, you can laugh. I give you permission. That's that's part of our job, Peter. This is also sports betting and entertainment industry.
Peanut says this is the only dog I can't get on tonight. I will tease the first 2 dogs though. All right. I might be Wager Detective, FIU strongest lean college football tonight. I might be making a mistake with South Alabama laying points in that crazy Arkansas State game, but they've got to be fucking desperate, and I think that their rushing attack should come out.
Who is the quarterback at South Alabama now?
The South Alabama quarterback?
Yeah, Gio Lopez was there, but he's with Bill Belichick now.
Yeah, it's the quarterback at South Alabama.
Yes,
I forgot his name.
Let me check.
Let me look it up. But they have a he's a dual threat, and they have just a strong
Davenport.
rushing.
There you go. Yes.
Bishop Davenport, Pete.
Well.
Yes, but he I believe he gets a lot of rushing yards, and they also have in general just a very a strong rushing game, which Arkansas State is probably not going to be able to hold down.
Answer and hold down to. Yeah. So yeah. Anyway.
So yeah, I'm just assuming that.
Tread carefully, guys. This is not a college football slate today that begs you to play it. So tread carefully.
Absolutely.
Focus on baseball. Enjoy the games and get paid that way.
As always the right words from Gorky. Thanks so much. We'll see you again next week, Gorky.
Shout out to our guy Gorky there. Pete, how are you doing?
I'm doing okay. I just haven't been able to look at the Champions League hockey results and the line, which is okay. You do what you can, and sometimes you can't do everything you want to do. I would love to have seen the market moves up until puck dropped on some of the. Yeah, there you go, Ilves. Crazy on the overnight line. Ilves was pretty clearly the sharp side. Big move the other way, and then a big move back towards Ilves. And I was like, oh, Ilves is the play. So I hedged out of whatever I had on Zurich on Ilves -0.5, like plus 380 or whatever. They're up 1-0. We'll see how it turns out. But there's definitely market manipulation, and it's fascinating to watch it go. Let's see. Lulea, Storhammer. All right. Okay. So we do have one MLB game, Jose Bouquett, don't we?
Yes, we do. The one.
I did not look at this. I apologize.
Oh,
I did not look at this at all. I think I tried to look at it and I didn't see. Well, no, it's Yamamoto against Peralta. You looked at here. Let me do. This is 15-second handicapping, and I'll tell you what I think. Let me.
That's a good concept for a show. Instead of speed dating, just speed handicapping. You got 5 minutes to handicap this game, and then at the end of the day, we'll see how you do.
There's no way to prove though that someone didn't actually look at it unless you like lock them in a in a soundproof room where they couldn't see or hear anything, had no access. All right, yeah. So I don't know. Let me see what are the lines here in MLB.
Well, let me tell you quickly here while you do that. Stacks play number 2 from our guy Justin McKelvey here. Brewers team total over 3.5 plus 108. Shout out to Stacks. Shout out to Justin there. And our guy Ronnie Crawford, MLB spreadsheet play of the day, is on the Dodgers here.
Really?
Cover your ears if you have headphones. All right, so shout out to both Ron Crawford, Justin McKelvey there.
See, I'm looking at this, and of course, the Dodgers won the first game, very low scoring. Peralta, had some issues against the Cubs in the Cubs series, right? And, Yamamoto, he's good, gets his strikeouts, but he can get got as well. My first glance thought is obviously Brewers as a tiny dog would be the play.
I leaned towards the Dodgers, if I'm being honest. But I didn't make a bet on the side here. I locked this bet in a few minutes ago, Pete, and I'll give you a little market analysis here of this game. There's 51% of the bets, 55% of the money on Milwaukee here. This line opened up -123 at BOL. It's come down to -115. So market's starting to react a little bit. It's very interesting. Makes me think that the Brewers are indeed live. So that's a good looks by you, Pete. But the thing I looked at more here was the total. 71% of the bets. And this is funny. About 10 minutes ago, we were at 91% of the money. Right now, we're at 86% of the money is on the over here. So 71% of the bets on the under. 86% of the money on the over in this game here. I have a 7 opener at BOL here. It is now 7.5 -101 towards the over 7.5 here. And that's where I'm leaning, Pete. It's maybe a little contrarian, expecting both these guys to come out here and pitch really well. But I took the over 7.5, even money. Think that the both lineups started figuring out there at the end. I think it'll be more like game 1, everyone comes in super tight.
Sure.
And then game 2, I think everyone will be a lot more relaxed. The offenses will come here. 2 runs each from each starter will have me in a spot where I don't hate it. So over 7.5 for me.
Well, Zoe Faye says Stone Cold under. Sumit says Brewers money line. But Ron Crawford, spreadsheet play of the day is LA. Kripke likes Brew Crew. Jeez. Ooh, Kong's Clips, Jasmine, Juice Out of Vicious, money line, +185. I'm going to copy and paste this one. Copy and paste that one. Martez Denny, Brewers money line and over 3.5 runs. Justin McKelvey, Brewers destroy Yamamoto every time they see him. Yeah, I mean, Peralta's gotten touched. Yamamoto seems like he'll get touched for sure. What about,
Yeah, I mean, I don't hate a first 5 over. But I think both these I think both of these bullpens can be very vulnerable. Dodgers more so than the Brewers.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, if you gave me a free play, I would probably chuck it on the Brewers at plus money, going against the Ron Crawford spreadsheet play of the day.
BJ, let us know what you think of the total. I don't think you bet many totals, but BJ saying this is Brewers or nothing for him. Simple.
Yeah. This one is gonna be Freddie Peralta loves giving up runs in the first inning. Yeah, what about running the first, Jose Bouquett? I took one run in the first, in the playoffs this year and got burned.
Yes, I remember that. I was indeed here for that as well. Let me tell you, Freddie Peralta's numbers against the Dodgers here in his career. Justin, you brought up a great point there. So his last 2 starts against him this year was very close to back to each other. One on the 7th of August, some month before July. 7th of July and the 19th of July. So mini back-to-back kind of appearance for him. His first start, 6 innings, 5 hits, no earned runs, domination, 7 Ks, 1 walk. Great start. And then his next one was 5 innings, 5 hits, 4 earned runs on a home run, 4 Ks, 3 walks. Brewers won both those games, by the way, 8-7, 9-1. Freddie Freeman hits him at it for 250 average, a home run in 26 plate appearances. Ohtani has 2 home runs against him in a 333 batting average, so watch out for that. Will Smith, 308, a home run. Mookie Betts doesn't hit him, I'll tell you that, 1 for 11. That one hit being a home run, but does not hit him there. And guy like Teoscar Hernandez, 8 plate appearances, 2 hits off of him, 286 average. So very interesting. The bats don't seem like they are too stifled, I should say. Like I would trust generally those bats against our guy Freddie Peralta. And for Yamamoto against the Brewers, let me pull that one up real quick. Yamamoto has faced the Brewers once in his career, and it was this year. He did not last long at all. 2/3 of an innings pitch, 4 hits, 5 runs, 3 of them earned. No strikeouts, 2 walks, and a home run. So complete disaster start for him. So hopefully he gives us some more of that here.
The more I'm listening to you, Yamamoto. I'm not sure I'm super sold. I mean, obviously, both these guys when they're on their can be great, of course, near lights out. I might take the old run in the first here. It's plus money. Get like plus 130, Jose Bouquett.
I don't hate it. I don't hate it at all. I'll be thinking about you this first inning now.
Yeah.
I'll be thinking about you. But I'm on the over 7.5 even money.
All right. I'll make it official. Run in first, yes. Plus 129 I'm seeing, and I'll shop around. Might be able to get even better, but at the worst, I'll take that. Plus 129. If it loses, I'll be all right with it.
All right, well, beautiful. Pete, that's a baseball breakdown right there.
Yeah.
By the way, Pete, I want to quickly tack this on.
Mhm.
Everyone, not everyone. I mean, Jimmy does a great job hyping me up because I don't have myself up. Self-praise makes me want to light myself on fire.
Yeah.
But we went 6-0 on the college football last week. As my debut as a college football capper, betting it and tweeting it out publicly and all that, Pete. And
wait, where was this? In a video or on the Discord, or what was it?
And right here, betting with the bag on Thursday, Friday, and then we gave out the picks again on Saturday. Yeah, it was a great time.
Get the fuck out of here, Jose.
It was shocking. I mean, look, Pete, you bet Texas this week, right? I mean, that was an easy one, Pete. Come on.
Yeah, no, I barely even remember. I don't know if I did actually.
That was my best Peter Loshak impression, by the way. you bet that, right? They were so obvious. They look so easy, right? But my play of the week for you, or not play of the week, one of my plays. Well, I'll be adding them, I'm sure, throughout the week. But I kind of blindly back the unranked opponent going against the higher ranked team that's favored. It's something that I've done for a few years. I haven't kept the record of it, and our guy Kong's Clips mentioned the record is like 19-4 or something like that now. Kong's, if you could drop that record again, I'd appreciate it. So I kind of blindly back it at this point, and a top 12 team as an underdog, I'll take Duke every time, whatever opponent it may be. So Duke money line -125 is my first official college football play of the week.
Oh yeah, that Texas game. Now I remember that. That was where Oklahoma got bet up to a favorite, and then day of the game, it came all the way back.
Yeah, that was dumb. The fact I knew that was a rat line to the start of this week. The way that people talk about Texas down here, Pete. Oh my God, they're the worst team in college football. Arch Manning is terrible, and the fact that they opened up as a favorite was disgusting. So it was just funny. But yeah, the Duke opening up as a favorite here. I locked in Duke moneyline -125. So we'll rock and roll. We'll see how it goes.
All right. Great friggin' show. Let's look at the man 6-0. So you're going to try to do it again this week?
The goal is 10. The goal is 10. So we'll see there. Hopefully that's 7-0. By the way, I was on the Missouri game as well, but I was one of the guys that pushed with Missouri. So
yeah.
That was nice there. So
see,
yeah.
Now we'll see if you're great or just average, because just like a regular team, when they're off a big blowout win, you fade them the next game. An elite team, if they're off a big blowout win, you bet on them the next game. So, what to expect from Jose Bouquett? Everybody tune in and find out for yourself, right, baby?
Yeah, that's the week, guys. Wesley Snips is in the building here trying to make these goddamn college football records go up here. So let's start it. Take our first steps of week 8 with Duke moneyline.
Oh, very, very, very nice.
Take our first steps.
All right, Jose Bouquett. That was great. Thanks, everyone. Comment section. We'll see you all next Tuesday.